What's going on, guys? Aldrin Estacio here with Flytpath.com. Now in this video it's a little bit different only because I haven't given you guys an update from over a year ago. So if you guys have been following me for a while, then you guys know that I posted about a little over a year ago when I first moved into my house. I was able to kind of put this room separate as it's going to be my home studio. Where I'm able to do product reviews and do work out of here. And I haven't done a video since, and I think right now it's a pretty kind of good time, I think, to do a video, mainly because I'm actually working and doing some reviews on a bunch of office stuff that I'll be coming out with some individual product videos about. So I think this might be a good video just to give you an overview of how much things have changed over the year and some of the things that I'm currently using in my studio. I'm a big fan of kind of seeing behind the scenes stuff. So whenever people do like studio tours or just show you kind of how they've progressed, I'm always intrigued by seeing how, how people use the equipment, what are they using, and, just how people have grown into some of the products that they're currently using. So I'm a fan of that. So hopefully you guys might be a fan of just showing or seeing exactly how things have evolved over the year. So let me give you guys a quick tour of my office because it's been a year and a half now. And if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll make sure it's linked above and down below. Literally just when this thing was just wood and empty, and I kept saying that this is my new studio spot. And this is it. This is an update, and I'm slowly outgrowing this one. But you make the best of what you do. So let me give you guys a quick tour around the office. And even before we get into walking around, just to show you kind of exactly what the studio space has kind of turned into, just want everyone to know that for the first year, and I'm still using this camera, this is the G7X Mark II. This is all I use, and actually the most viewed videos on my channel are shot on this as well as my iPhone. And the way I just enhanced my video production when I got this is I just added external mic recording. So I recorded through an H1 kind of recorder, which is probably like 80 bucks now. But all you do is record the audio separately, sync it up in post, and that's it. I would shoot with this camera and my phone. So when to show you kind of where it's been after a year and a half, it's definitely changed. I just wanted to kind of bring that up because most people that want to do YouTube or do YouTube right now and always think that, oh, I can't do more videos because I need the best equipment, I need this, this, and this. You really don't. It's all about the content, it's all about the community, it's all about what you're putting out there. Because, like I said, the most viewed videos on my channel are literally shot with this camera right here. And those videos outview all these other videos I'm shooting with. Right now I'm shooting with the A6400. I have an A7 III right there. It feels like it's almost overkill now because I could still produce, you could still get great videos out of it. It's just really on, how are you progressing? What do you want to enhance in your video? What's the look you're trying to go for? What do you need it for? And then most of the stuff I only now buy or have been only buying or accumulating things that I know I'm gonna need to use in my videos. That's really gonna help not only myself, but also help the community and help you guys, where I feel like you guys have already grown with me. And I'm kind of just showing you guys what has evolved over time. So even with that said, I'm still a product of overthinking. And for the past, couple of weeks, I've just definitely been overthinking a lot of things that I've been working on. And only because you start getting into like an expectation of not only your videos, but of yourself and what level of quality you want to be at. Sometimes when you start overthinking that you want to get it such high quality, you want it to be shot this way, a specific, way that you feel like might take too long. Days go by, hours go by, and next thing you know, you kind of get into this really weird funk. And I think every YouTuber, everyone's kind of gone through it. And it's because you kind of put yourself up and you keep upping your level of production, upping your level of video. But every time you do that and you put it out there and people get products to review, or you get products to review, they kind of see what you're doing and seeing what's new, and they kind of think that they're going to get that every single time. So it makes your production a lot harder, a lot longer. And then when you start overthinking the production of it, it really kind of brings you down and you start not doing it. And I think that's kind of what's been happening recently. The stuff that, you know, I normally put out are things that I feel like I'm gonna be using in the field to do specific types of jobs. I'm just not taking in all these products for the sake of taking them in. I wanna make sure that, you know, I'm able to use them, put them to a test, put them to work, and not just sitting here banging out a bunch of product reviews for the sake of doing product reviews. That's not really how I like to work unless it's just like a first look video or something I feel like is unique. I'll normally announce that or say that in the video itself, but things have changed here. But I want to give you guys a little bit quick rundown on some of the new products that I'm also going to be talking about in the future, because I have to go into a little more depth on some of these products, which I'm really excited about. So let me take you in a quick tour around the office. All right, so as we walk into the office, let me just give you a quick overview of what is in here at the moment. As you can see here, if I go from left to right, you can kind of see pretty much exactly what is here. And what I'll do is I'll kind of walk you through exactly what I've been using for the past, you know, actually it's kind of evolved, so it's not really the past year, but I'll just kind of show you where it's led to be up to now. So I guess we can start here on the left-hand side. And this is my newest setup. This is my new desk. This is the new Flexispot adjustable electronic desk, which is super cool. So if you press, you know, right now it's set to the standing height. If I just press one, and then it'll go all the way down. This thing has been, if you work late at night, this is actually one of those things that have been saving me, because if I normally work and I work sitting down, if I work later in the evening and I'm always sitting down, I will normally get really, really tired. So having the ability to then raise your desk and stand for a little bit longer kind of extends just, I would say, just working and kind of getting into it and keeping the blood flowing. This thing has been a huge one. I have a video going to be coming out soon about this. I've been testing this for, I think, the last few weeks now, but definitely one of the things I highly recommend, whether it's Flexispot or not, look into getting something like a stand-up desk. I have one at the office and it works really good, but having one at home, just working late at night, being able to stand up is amazing. So once you walk into the door here, this is exactly what my workstation is. Ideally, I'm gonna do some stuff here on the walls, put some of my photos up here, as well as some soundboards to help with the audio in this room. But I just have two stations. Basically, it's my workstation, and then I also have my workstation. So this is more of my kind of like my day job station, and then I have my laptop here. Then I have when I do all of my personal work, my YouTube videos, everything on this machine right here. So two MacBook Pros, as well as two Apple Cinema Display monitors. I have my desk here. Like I said, once I raise it up, I just kind of put my chair underneath it to save some room. So these are three bags I've been using the most. I've been testing these out. So I have videos coming out with these soon. This is the Go Scope Mountain Go bag. This is the Brevetti, I believe that's how you pronounce it, backpack. And then the one that I'm using probably the most is the Wandered bag. This is the Provoke bag. And been using these. I have videos coming out with these as well, but wanted to show you kind of what I do, and depending on where I'm going, I will grab one of these and load these up. So I have these next to my door. But a bunch of stuff that I not only have out here for display, but I do use it. So, but I just try to kind of keep it cleaned up. This was the hardest thing, I think, with every room, and especially when you do product reviews, you just have stuff everywhere. So I try to now pull all the stuff that I'm probably using the most, and we'll put them out here. Here I have, like, you know, some tools, a bunch of accessories in this bag. I have a charging. This is my slim down charging station. I know that's really minimal at this point, but I just wanted to kind of get a few of the wires I use the most and clean that up. Having charging stations is probably the worst thing ever as far as mess goes. So that's kind of the background display. I'm still working on that. Like I said, I'm gonna do some stuff with the walls here. Talked about this one in Think Media, Sean Cannell's video from NAB. Long overdue on doing an update video on that one, but basically this is my setup sometimes when I go out, and if I were to do something with some motion tracking. So all the stuff you might see in this video is if there's any like motion, slow-mo tracking. It's done with this thing right here, which is the YC Onion. This is electric slider, really affordable, and it holds my A6400 really well. And I threw it on top, and I've been using this ProMaster slider for, you know, the past year or year and a half now. This thing's been really, really, really good. And the real reason why, and I can talk about it in my next video, is this bass. The bass is amazing. It's one of the ones where, you know, I did a lot of research on monopods in general, and as you guys know, they're mostly used for photography or just to, you know, position your camera, but not necessarily meant to leave it. You don't really want to leave your camera on a monopod, mainly because of the fact that the base is normally always small. So I wanted to find the biggest base because when I go out to like CES or NAB, I'm a one-man show. So I do want something that's light and easy to use besides the tripod. Everything I'm talking about, of course, is always going to be linked down below in the video description. So we will keep going. Talking head with a mic in the shot. So if I want the mic in the shot, I've been using this USB Rode mic right here, and this just connects all the way back to my computer. Kind of cool that Rode gives you, you know, this really long USB extension cord. So if you want to run it all the way across the room, you're able to do that. Or if I do voiceover stuff, I will do it on this mic right here. I recently got this box. I think it's 32 or 36 inch. This is a Photex Raja Deep 80 softbox or softbox dome with a grid. Now I'm actually reviewing the Godox light. It's actually hooked up to my Godox light, which is right there. That's a Godox SL60 light, which now has my Photex Raja 80 dome on it, and this thing has been really, really good. If you guys have seen some of my previous videos, I was using just a big umbrella, and which works well if you have a little bit more room, but the thing is, when you use an umbrella, you have so much more spillage in the room. So by using something like a dome, you're able to direct that light onto myself. I don't really have too much spill going onto the back here. And then that way I'm able to light this up separately with, you know, some of my smaller lights. As far as my overhead rig goes, my overhead rig is actually a backdrop stand. So I used to do a lot of photography. I used to do a lot of studio work. And this is actually just a backdrop stand that I double taped the bars to right here. So it actually makes for a really nice overhead rig type of setup, because now I'm able to hook up things like this and, you know, put a bunch of clamps on it, put lights on top. If I want to do a top-down shot, I now have, you know, my adapter here to hook up my camera, and then hook up something like this where I'm able to do a, you know, a top-down shot like so. So that works out really good. This is just a backdrop stand from my photography studio stuff, and it's been working out good. I know there's, you know, a lot of other types of rigs out there, but, you know, like I mentioned, you kind of use what you have, and these are the things I had. When it comes to audio, as you can see right here, I just have this boom. It's a really, really old, I'd probably say literally like an 8 or 10-year-old Asden mic, but it still works. This actually goes XLR all the way through into my Beach Tech converter right there, which then goes into my A7 III. And on top of the A7 III, I have the Aputure monitor, the 7-inch monitor, so I'm able to see exactly what how I am framed up. And then that is on my ProMaster tripod, which is down below. And then if I want to go wireless, I have the deity mic system right there. In the back, I have these ProPanel boards. These are actually art boards. And I normally use this when I go out to shows. So I will put all my artwork on here, either hang it up top or hang it on Velcro. But they work well for sound dampening. So, you know, kind of multi-purpose stuff I already had, make it work. The, you know, turntable that I'm able to do some of my product shots on. I have my Feelworld monitor right here, and this really helps monitor some of the colors. If my camera's far away like that, I'm able to now see it here, and I, you know, switch out the cable, and I can see exactly what the camera sees if I'm farther away like that. So I'm able to hook that up as well. And then this table is really just a basic 6-foot Costco table that I put my extra wood planks on from my house. So as you can see, this is just my Costco table. This is my extra wood from my actual floors. I just put it on top here and it gives me another, another kind of platform to put my stuff on, and it works out well. So I'm able to do that. ReplicaSurfaces, and they have been awesome, and they've provided me these boards, which I've been using. So if you guys see a lot of my thumbnails, you'll see that some of the backgrounds of this, and it's really just these pieces of kind of composite, but it looks like wood flooring, it looks like concrete, as well as other wood. And all you have to do is assemble these and put those onto your table. It makes it super easy if you want to now make a background for your photos. My backlight or my fill light is my Aputure. So this actually was my key light for a while until I've recently been testing out that Godox light, but this is the Aputure Tri8. This thing has been really, really good. Aputure, like you guys know, I've talked about them a ton. Amazing lighting company. And right now, this is one of my favorite lights just because it's so compact. I'm just flagging it right now so there's less spill on the side. But normally this will just be set up like this so that I'm able to then get a little bit of separation between myself and the background. But just for this video, it's just kind of lighting up the room. And of course, when you have your own office, your kids always like to come in here. So this is like my wall of where my daughter likes to put all of her artwork. She just wants to kind of see all of her stuff in here, which is really cool. So she comes in, of course, wants to see what I'm doing, and then she will then paint or draw something else new. And I kind of have to give her a space to put it. So this is kind of her wall where she puts some stuff. This is, of course, more soundboards. And then right here, we have just a little bit overflow boxes. Now, the one thing I've been really excited about is this right here, which I've been able to work with a company called CleverMade, and they make these foldable crates, which are super helpful. So as you can see here, and I'm sure if you guys are familiar with YouTubers, I mean, we normally have accessories and tons of gear laying around. I had to separate everything in order for me to try to get my room back. But basically, these are collapsible crates. And what I've done now is just separated all the gear I have into these crates. So you can see here I have everything from, Phantom 4, Mavic Pro, Air Spark, a Mavic 2 gear. And there it is, guys. That was just a quick kind of overview of the current layout, current setup in the studio. Like I said, it's come a long way, and I can't thank you guys enough for supporting the channel. And also, I can't thank the brands and the companies I've been able to work with. I kind of just brushed over really quickly on some of the products here, but like I mentioned, I have a bunch of other videos coming out soon, a lot more in depth, in detail about a lot of these products. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you guys want to see those. Like I mentioned earlier, as of recently, I was slowing my stuff down because I was overthinking things. I wanted to go back to the basics. I might even go back to shooting with the G7X just to simplify everything and have to think less about the gear and the stuff I'm doing. Because like I said, a lot of times you just overthink, and every time you overthink it, you end up delaying it and slowing the process down. At this point, I'm just more about documenting each event, each product, getting it out to you guys, making sure I'm doing a well enough review and giving it some time to test it out. So some of these products are pretty much kind of delayed on my reviews, but I do want to test them out a little bit longer than normal in order for me to give you guys, proper feedback on some of the stuff I've been using. And of course, if you guys got some value from the video, a thumbs up would be really appreciated. And if you guys like this stuff and you want to see more things like it in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and also hit that notification bell to be notified when I post new videos. This is Alton Estacio with Flytpath.com. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.